This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show, everybody. Today I want to cover the topic of what occurred last night. Yet another one of these police shootings, another one of these stories where they've shot a black man. They claim that he was armed, and then the family's claiming that he was reading a book in his car. They were serving him a warrant. He was shot. Shortly thereafter, as we see in these events, the Black Lives Matters movement appears. They just all show up. Doesn't matter what time it is. Nobody's got anything going on at, in the middle of the night. Nobody's sleeping. Nobody's got work the next day. Nobody's working, apparently. Everybody's just texting each other as it happens. They get the story. I guess they actually have police radios inside their home so they can actually hear what's going on. The minute they hear this going on, everybody gets wind of it. Everybody texts each other. Everybody's out in the streets with baseball bats, with weapons, lighting things on fire. Nobody cares if they're going to go to prison. Nobody cares about the repercussions. Nobody's saying, you know what, I should sit this out. I really don't want to get arrested and then have to pay for bail. I really don't want to lose my job. I really don't want to endanger my family. I don't know the guy who was shot, but I know that he was targeted because he was black. This is all part of the NWO agenda. Now, this isn't about, and I don't see enough information to say, well, was this guy really killed? Was he not killed? I'm trying to stay away from even saying if it's a false flag or a hoax, because to me, it doesn't really matter. I look at it from a different perspective. I mean, it matters from the standpoint, of course, you don't want somebody killed. You don't want somebody sacrificed, yes. But from the standpoint I look at it, is all the things that go on in the world. Don't you see how the media is focusing on this? How this is the one story that they're focused on? That's what, you put on ESPN, the one story they're focusing on is Colin Kaepernick sitting out the national anthem in protest of what's going on in America with the Black Lives Matters movement. The guy is a backup quarterback. He's not even a starter. Every avenue, every channel you turn to, sports, entertainment, whatever it is, music, right? We see the musicians, doing the race war stuff, Beyonce and all these people, all of it. It's going on everywhere. You have to look at it and realize this is part of their agenda. And I'll tell you another thing. If you don't think it's part of the agenda, you really are like, I'm buying into it. I mean, how much more obvious can it get? It's not just even the mainstream outlets. Look at YouTube trending. I always point out what's going on there because everything in there fits into their agenda. How in the world? There's 2 videos out of 20, 25 that they have trending. There's 2 videos showing a Tulsa police shootout and them killing an unarmed man. Tulsa police shoot and kill unarmed 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher, right? They're showing it. They're showing the video of the cops. It's already released. It's viral. Obviously, it wouldn't get out there unless they want it out there. Now, I understand police videos get released and stuff like that. Obviously, immediately this is out there. 2 of them, helicopter video. Who posted it? Right? Oh, these random channels, the Free Thought Project and Felipe Hemming. Oh, those aren't troll accounts, I'm sure. Somebody just uploads this, and and it's suddenly just trending, right? Like YouTube didn't go, hey, maybe we shouldn't make it trending because, it's a guy getting shot. He's got a family. There's people involved. We don't know all the details yet. It's probably not a good idea to throw it into the trending section. No, of course they know what's trending. You don't just get a video that gets, it's got 1 million views. It shows up in the trending section. They put what they want in there. Like I said with the Bon Iver video I talked about, it had like 30,000 views. There's a video over here. Senator Warren to Wells Fargo CEO, 50,000 views, and it's sitting in the trending section. Why is it in there? Because they want it in there. They know people come in here and they go, what's trending? What's going on? And they want you to see it, and it all fits into the agenda. How in the world with 2 videos of this guy getting shot being the YouTube trending, you don't think that they stopped and said, hey, we probably shouldn't put that in there? Because they want it in there. They want the race war. This is so obvious and ridiculous that videos like this are showing up in YouTube trending, that they're pushing the race war every way they can, through every avenue, through every channel. Main story on ESPN, a football player's thoughts on the shooting. Who cares what his thoughts are? He goes and chases someone with a ball. Hut, hut. Go tackle the guy. I'm supposed to care what you think about what's going on? Oh, because your opinion on it is you're going to sit out the national anthem and you're very upset about what white cops are doing to black players. Because it's agenda. ESPN, I'm talking about sports, YouTube trending, this stuff. Cops shooting a guy, showing it, multiple videos. And like I said, these accounts, I mean, I can't even, there's videos that I try to upload that I can't get up. I had a tough time getting the Temple of Baal Ark video up. And it wasn't because my computer was having a problem. I've had problems many times. You hear it all the time with people that post these truther videos. Specifically, the Temple of Baal, they didn't want up for some reason. Not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. I even tried renaming it the Arc of Triumph. Eventually I got up. I know other people have it up. Maybe they didn't like what I said in the video about, going and spitting on the thing. But it's not easy to upload videos sometimes because they do check it. You see people who have copyrighted videos, how quickly, their algorithm works and they can detect that it's that. It's like if you put up a video of a guy getting shot in the head, you think it's going to stay on there for more than a minute or two without them? I mean, if it even gets through. But this is fine. So they see it, they know what it is, and they go, yeah, let it trend. I mean, it's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. And I know people care more about, debating it. Look, this guy wasn't really killed. And I understand that. And everybody comes at this from their own perspective. What I'm trying to do is show people, listen, this is part of their agenda. Whether false flag or hoax or real event, the Black Lives Matters movement is not real. It is not a grassroots movement. It's already been proven that it's funded and paid for by George Soros and the elitists. Okay? So you got to get that through your head. This movement and them showing up immediately thereafter. Now, I don't know where some of you live, but if one of these events happened in your town, I live in a pretty small area. If one of these events occurred, I don't think everybody would be lined up in the streets with baseball bats, as if we were hunting for Frankenstein, holding pitchforks and fire torches, trying to hunt down police. I think people would be a little bit smarter for starters, and I don't think you could get everybody arranged on the same page. Who knows their neighbor's phone number, the guy up the street? So how do you all arrange this? Like I said in other videos, you want to play a pickup game of 5-on-5 basketball, even 2-on-2. How difficult is it to get hold of all of these people to play? Oh, well, I can't at 5. I've got work, Jim. Oh, you've got work at 5? Oh, okay. Well, what are you doing tomorrow before work? Oh, I can't go before work. I got a meeting. Oh, so when can we play? Saturday? No, I got family stuff. No, but everybody's just available. Everybody's available. The police are out there armed. All these protesters are just available on cue in Charlotte, North Carolina to just come out in the streets, protest this, and then boom, what do you see? You see it national news on CNN. You see it plastered all over the television set. This is part of the conditioning. And that's the hardest part. And that's why I'm trying to do this from a different perspective of not the perspective of, it's a hoax or a false flag, because other people like to dissect the information and watch all the videos and make their, interpretation of it. To me, it matters if it's false flag or hoax in the event of somebody being killed. Of course, I don't want anyone to be killed. Nobody wants anyone to be killed in these events, which there's, usually if it's a false flag, it's set up by the CIA, and then somebody is somebody is sacrificed and killed in these events. In the event it's a hoax, it's obviously a played thing with actors and actresses, and you see the crisis actors and all that stuff. Oh, you'll see the crisis actors at the false flags as well. But what's important is that you have to realize that they're pushing it for a reason. Just take yourself out of the situation and step back. You know that police have been, shooting people for a long time, and people have been shooting the police for a long time. You never heard about it. Sometimes it might make national news, something like Rodney King, or some stories might once in a while if it's a big thing. But shootouts happen a lot. It's part of being a cop, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. But don't you see how they are zeroing in on this? And even if some of these events really occur, because of course a real event's going to occur where a cop does shoot somebody. You see how it becomes a national story? Do you see how the celebrities are tweeting to their millions of worshiping followers? Oh, this has to stop. This has to stop. The athletes are coming forward doing it. I mean, it's everywhere. They're all pushing it. It wouldn't be a national story because it's only a national story if it fits into their plans and their agenda. And the race war does. It's divide and conquer. That's what it's about. Martial law and divide and conquer. And they've been conditioning us with this now for a few years, with the police shooting innocent black people, the black people riling up against them. Now we see the White Lives Matters movement popping up. This is divide and conquer. This is the Freemason, Illuminati, the elitists. This is their plan. The plan is divide and conquer. And the end result that they want is martial law. How do you think this is going to end if you're looking at this going, what's going on? You're seeing celebrities come forward and say cops shouldn't be allowed to carry guns anymore. How do you think this is going to end? It's going to end with guns being taken away. It's going to end with, them saying, listen, we have too many police officers that are doing this. We have to bring in the military. It's not going to end with, well, we can't hire white cops anymore because they're shooting too many black people. It's not going to end, they're only going to hire black cops now. Oh, so what? Then the white people can get riled up? Of course not. It ends with, all right, we have police officers that are out of control. We have, civil unrest. We have, race wars going on. We need to bring in the military, the trained military. We need to, get guns away from people. That's what this is about. And that's why you have to look at these events and why they're national stories and they're huge news. They select these. If they really do occur, if events really do occur that fit into their agenda, yes, they'll push it through the mainstream and they'll be happy that they didn't have to fund that event, that police shooting or whatever that's going on. But you can see all this stuff, especially this one. You can see that it's a part of their plan because you can see all these people getting together right after it happens. I mean, this is not possible. In what town is this going on? Everybody just, everybody got wind of this. Everybody's all on their phone and getting wind at the same exact time that a policeman had shot a black person. The story gets out. And then everybody is just like, hey, let's show up at Walmart, with pitchforks and let's hunt down Frankenstein. I mean, that's not how it works. It's not how the real world works. Can there be, planned protests and things like that? Yeah. Can a planned protest where hundreds of people are showing up with weapons? Everybody just suddenly, you're eating pasta at your dinner table. How was school today, honey? It was fine. How was work? Somebody gets a text. A black person was shot by a white cop. Get your bat. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Your mood just switches. What do you think these people are doing? Sitting there, hitting punching bags, waiting for this to happen. And then like, yeah, it's happened. Let's go. Grab your guns. They all just get into this mood. They flip a switch and all of a sudden they go from watching American Idol on your couch to walking down the streets, lighting things on fire, hitting things with baseball bats. I mean, think about it. Everybody's just dropping things. Nobody's tired from work. This is worth it to them to go out there and go after the police. I mean, come on, these events, these protested events, these Black Lives Matter events are staged events. They have this all set up. It happens just like that. Right? And they know that the masses are too dumb to say, oh, how could that be fake? How could it be real? How could all these people get together at the same time so fast after an event like this happens? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about going to jail. Nobody cares about going to jail for a long time for arson, for, vandalism. You can go for years. All of a sudden, just like that, you're working, you're making money and supporting your family, and you have a home. All of a sudden, you're ready to throw all that away because somebody gets shot. You're ready to go light buildings on fire. Your mindset just changes into that. Come on. I mean, that's how they want you to think. They want you to think that this is all going on. This is all part of their plan. The Black Lives Matters movement is part of the New World Order's plan. It is funded by them. This is not a grassroots movement. So you can look at this from whatever perspective you want, but you have to look at the media. And when these stories continue to get pushed, you have to realize, is this the first time ever that black people have been shot by cops? No. Is this the first time ever that white cops have been shot by black people? No. Has it ever made national news? Probably not. It might have made an episode of Unsolved Mysteries or Cops. But now you see it pushed on the mainstream everywhere. You see all the celebrities just every time they win an award, oh, there's racial division, That's because they're all part of these secret societies. They're all given this plan. This is their job. They've taken an oath of secrecy, a vow of loyalty. And when they're called upon to push an agenda, they have to do it. And their reward is fame, fortune, money, all this other stuff. But they have to play a part in it. They have to do their role. That's why the celebrities are winning Oscars and Grammys, and they're going up and they're pushing global warming and they're pushing, the race war, saying that there's such a racial problem in the world. But when you talk to anybody normal in your everyday life, they don't see it. Sure, a few people out there might have a problem with a specific person and they might see it, somewhat in their lives, but not like this on a mass scale where people are running into the streets with pitchforks and blowtorches and are ready to shoot the cops down and the towns down. They're using this to condition people because they want people to be doing this. And they're going to continue to push it. And whether people jump in and join or not, there's already people riled up and behind it and supporting it. But this will give them a reason to bring in martial law. So be aware of these things. This is another one of these events where you get two sides of the story. Oh, the cops said he was armed. The family says he had a book. Now they're going to have a statement. Then Obama's going to speak. And then all this stuff, right? Celebrities are going to tweet. They're going to give you, their version of the story is going to come out on all these different outlets. It's going to be the main story on CNN. Trump will tweet about it. Hillary will tweet about it. That's all part of the plan. That's how it works. And everybody's wrapped up in this charade. This is a show, folks. This is a show to usher in a new world order. That's what it's about. They're using mind control. They're using false stories. They're using all the media to push all these false stories to, convince you, to put you under hypnosis into believing that all this stuff is going on. Think about it. If you didn't have these things going on, the TV and the computer and all this stuff, all you would know is your everyday life around you and your family and the things that are supposed to matter and God. You wouldn't be knowing about all this stuff. They're riling you up for a reason. They're stirring everyone in this direction for a reason. And the reason is martial law and racial divide. This is about divide and conquer. That's all that it's about. So this is another one of these stories that's out there. And it's just going to continue to happen until, who knows how many more they have planned. or how many more it's going to take for them to do something and push something in. But we know it's crunch time with the election. So, we'll see what happens coming up. We'll see if they get martial law in before then. We'll see if, they suspend the elections because something goes on, or with Hillary's health. But there's so much stuff going on. It's insane the amount of agendas that they have going right now at the same time. The trans agenda, we quietly still hear about the global warming, but this race war is just not going away. It's not going away. And like I always say in these videos, you don't think these cops are self-aware? You don't think that they're going, you know what? If you see a black person, whatever you do, don't pull your gun out, because you're going to get fired. You're going to become a national story. You're never going to get a job again. You're not going to be able to pay for your family or any of this stuff. You think they'd be self-aware at all? I mean, I know we live in a society where the majority of the world is not self-aware. But you would think that these police officers are aware of what's going on, because everywhere you turn, all people are talking about, all celebrities are talking about, all these mainstream shows are talking about, is the race war, is these cops shooting black people. So you'd think they would have a meeting and they'd say, don't pull out a gun on a black person unless he pulls out a gun on you. Okay? Otherwise, we're all going to get in trouble. We're all going to get fired. You're not going to be able to pay your mortgage. No, instead, white cops are just running around still, pulling guns on people. Oh, I thought he had a gun, but he had a book. Oops. I mean, come on. Are we really that stupid to keep buying into this over and over and over? Nobody can step in here. No, chief of police can step in and say, don't pull your gun, okay? Make sure it's a gun, 150,000%. Okay, because you're going to get us all in trouble. You're going to go to, you're going to be arrested and go to jail for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to pay your mortgage. You're going to get a divorce or whatever. Your wife's going to leave you because you're going to be in jail the rest of your life. You might not want to just make a quick decision like that. Or what do you think? The white person's just like, I want to go around murdering people. And the same on the other side, that the black people have nothing going on, that they just hear these news stories and they're running around with guns looking for cops because they're so riled up by the news. They have no life of their own. They have nothing going on, but they're just going, I'm just going to target random white cops, shoot them, and then go to jail for 80 years. I mean, come on. I know people out there are stupid, and I know that things do occur, but you're telling me this many things all the time, over and over, the same story, week after week, black people running around killing white cops for no reason other than they're upset about the race war, and white cops just going, I'm going to kill a black person because I'm a cop and I could just do it. Knowing that there are repercussions, that these people are getting, they're like the most hated people in the world right now are cops. I mean, it's all ridiculous. It's all part of this stage. Divide and conquer is the name of the game, folks. So be aware of this stuff. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you. May peace be with you.